Dr. Awesome here, and I've been reminiscing about not paying attention in school as a teenager, thanks to this book right here. This is Reborn as a Space Mercenary. I woke up piloting the strongest starship. This is my first isekai manga. Yeah, I've been meaning to, give the genre a try, and I finally did. This seemed to be right up my alley. This is based on a light novel series, but I prefer reading manga, so I'm giving this a shot. And you may ask yourself, why wasn't I paying attention in school? Well, there's lots of reasons, but there's one specific in my case. I was busy daydreaming about a life of adventure with some young hotties. And this particular type of daydreaming started around the age of 13. And they usually took place in some established fictional universe, not one that I dreamt up on my own. And I was big on Star Wars growing up. So a typical example would be, I'm a smuggler. I've got a really fast ship, and my crew is myself, an R2 unit, and two hotties, because that's the way it went. And thing is, this isn't as pervy as it sounds, because the majority of the daydreams were really about the action adventure of being in the Star Wars universe. And the hotties were just kind of a side deal. Yeah, we'd fight pirates, other smugglers, fight the Empire, run from the Empire. And there was a little bit of quality time with the hotties, but yeah, like I said, that wasn't the main focus of my fantasy daydreams. I'm wondering if this is a normal situation, that if other teenage boys daydream about this sort of stuff in school. A book like this makes me think that it is, so maybe I should take a survey and find out. On the cover here, we've got our hero, who is named Hero. That's his, in the fantasy universe name. His real name is Sato Takahiro. He was a network administrator who fell asleep one night and woke up in the game universe of a game that he's been playing a whole lot of. Next character we have Elma, the space elf, and she's a mercenary with a little bit of an attitude. And then we have Mimi, who's the damsel in distress character. Back cover got me excited. We have Krishna. That's a hero's in-game ship that he played long enough to make really awesome and max out. And I really like this design. This is right up my alley here. And on to the story. There'll be medium spoilers for the first half and minor spoilers on the second half. Hate to ruin too much. And the story basically is, pretty simple. It's a combination of teenage boy fantasy, game mechanics, and RPG logic. Well, with that in mind, our hero, named Hero, wakes up on his ship after going to bed the night before. He, of course, was a big player of Stella Online and played so much he's got, just a great ship. And he's got some valuable cargo in it, as it turns out, as well. So that would help him greatly. Of course, he's attacked by pirates. This is in the first scene. Defeats them easily, because he's pretty good, and his ship is just great. He docks at a nearby space station. Well, it's in the system where he is. And, of course, he's going to sell off his cargo and get some real money. He's harassed doing this at first, but then a helpful NPC steps up. And that is, let's see, Lieutenant Serena Holtz. So I think she's going to be the one that supplies missions that the player character would contact, if this was a game. Of course, this is manga, so she's got a short skirt, high stockings, because that's just the way it is. And it does seem to be some Elite Dangerous game mechanics for selling off cargo once things go smoothly. And, well, this is probably my favorite page. I like this sort of thing. Hero starts to notice some differences between the game he's been playing and his reality here. He's in a border area now, and it seems like maybe there's a war that could break out. But neither of these governments existed in his game. So that would be good to throw a monkey wrench in what he thinks is going on. Okay, another helpful NPC. While wandering around the station, this is where he meets Elma, and she's a space elf of some kind. There's no space elves in his game that he's been playing, so this is another thing that's different to him. And of course, they're a little snotty to each other, but being a helpful NPC, she agrees to show him around the station. And him not being a registered mercenary seems to be a big deal. But he goes and registers easily, just gives his name, takes a simulation test, which appears to be an in-game mini-game that gives him a rating as a mercenary. The biggest difference for Hero between this fictitious universe and his normal life is the lack of carbonated beverages that he finds at a grocery store. There just isn't any. And being a gamer, he's just always tanked up on some kind of beverage. Okay, getting into the second half here. I'm not going to ruin it too much. Hero rescues Mimi from a bad situation, and she becomes the main romantic interest. And their relationship moves very quickly. Actually, I'm kind of rooting for Elma, but I kind of got to think for Space Elves. Space Elves and Cat Girls are my favorite. Maybe she'll get a little action too later. There is one thing that kind of bothers me. Mimi's got a shower scene across 2 pages later in the book. She's taking a shower in Hero's ship, and it's like 3/4 nudity. Seems like a bit much for a book that's rated 15 plus. So kind of a warning there. Unless you're older, then it doesn't matter. Actually, if you're older, it's kind of cool. Cool because, wow. I noticed there's a lot of lack of nudity in even R-rated movies today. Female nudity, that is. You go to an R-rated movie, you might see some man ass, but there's no naked women in movies anymore. I kind of miss that. And there's one funny scene I got here. Clothes shopping with Mimi. One of the displays, you can take your pick. Maid, bunny, girl, or nurse. Of course, this being manga, that's the way it goes. And setting up for the next book, Elma reappears. Yeah, those ears are really cute. Kind of. Yeah, I'm hoping she gets some. If this was my teenage fantasy, I'd go with Elma over Mimi. That's just me, though. Yeah, I definitely would. And the book ends because there's some upcoming action in the next issue. And I hope this is bigger action than we've seen with the pirates. That opening scene was pretty brief. Hoping for a big battle takes at least half of a book. That would be nice. And I want to see how Hero reacts when things in this universe turn out differently than what he knows from the game he's been playing. So yeah, I'm waiting for volume 2. I'm definitely going to be getting that. Yeah, Elma. Yeah, Elma or Mimi. I'd go with Elma. That's just me, though. So I'm getting the next issue. I'd give this a grade of a B plus. You know, it's very good if you're into this sort of thing. And even if you're not, it's not going to be a waste of time. And also, I'm going to be trying some more isekai for sure in the future. You know, I've heard about the genre. You know, I've never tried it, but you know, I really enjoyed this. This made me feel like a teenage boy. Yeah, my voice is cracking like a teenage boy. Made me feel like a teenage boy again. And that's it for today.